We're taking you inside one of Belize City's most historic landmarks, Wesley Methodist Church on Albert Street. At first glance, it looks just like another old building, but trust me, it's full of secrets most people don't know. For starters, check out the cornerstone outside. Engraved on it is the name of a man who governed Belize back in the day, His Excellency Ronald Garvey. But that's just the beginning. Hidden behind those stone walls is a time capsule sealed more than 70 years ago. Inside are a glass bottle, currency from the era, and even a copy of a newspaper from that time. And here's something even more remarkable. Beneath the pulpit lie the remains of the church's designer, Reverend Dr. Claude Cadogan. Talk about history beneath your feet. Look up at the second level and you'll see pews that are older than the building itself. They date back to the late 1800s when a massive red brick church stood there. Back then it was celebrated as the biggest and most beautiful church in Belize until a hurricane wiped it out in 1931. Brenda Armstrong, a historian and lifelong member of Wesley, shares why this church is more than just bricks and mortar. It's a living piece of Belizean history.
That bigger building came in 1866, and it was really fantastic. It was, a sight to see.
Was that the red brick?
The red brick building. Everybody knew it as a landmark on Albert Street, which was at that time Main Street, or I think it was Front Street and Back Street, something like that. Front Street, of course, was Regent, because that's where the front was. And then Albert Street came. And, but across the region, it was a real architectural achievement, a landmark.
The hurricane of 1931 leveled the church and left Belize with immense loss. 2,000 lives were lost to that natural disaster. It made landfall on the 10th of September.
They came out for the parade, not knowing or understanding geography too well. There was an unawareness that the eye of a storm is a calm. So everybody had been out. When the rain started first, they went into shelter. But after the eye passed, they came back out, or I shouldn't say after the eye passed. When the eye passed, they came back out because they thought it was over.
For the next 20 years, worship moved to a temporary location. The existing structure was commissioned in the late 1940s and completed in 1951. Retired Reverend Charles David Goff is the son of a Methodist minister.
When they went to drive the piles, they found that there was a spring, underground spring, and water was gushing forth, and they tried as they may, they couldn't stop this water from flowing, and they wondered, well, what we're going to do with all this water anyhow, and it looked like it did all go to waste. And someone had the clever idea, let's use the water to mix cement.
And even the huge cross that hangs high above the interior of the church holds historic value. It was designed and created by the late George Gabb with Methodist theology in mind.
Who built that cross in such a way that the actual figure of Jesus is not on the cross, but still represented through like a silhouette. And that is because in keeping with Methodist theology, we believe in what is called the empty cross.
Methodism truly began to take root in Belize after Reverend Thomas Wilson, the country's first Methodist missionary, arrived in 1825. His mandate was to advance his work among the enslaved, including those in Belize River Valley and along the southern coastline.
If you look at the photographs and the population of the congregation, it's a sea of black faces, sea of black. And it's almost eerie because the people who came eventually were gathered from the community around this spot. And just down the street which is our, I guess, center, is Ibo Town. And that's where our people came from.
And the message that drew the enslaved and brings members together even today is a simple one. God is love.
To acknowledge and accept and appreciate that God is love helps us to recognize that we too, who have experienced God's love, must share God's love. And that is what the mission of the church is all about.
Today, Wesley Methodist Church is more than a historic landmark. It's a testament to perseverance and unity, a reminder to generations that love and faith can withstand even the fiercest disasters. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.